So as many of you know, I recently did a triple P about a 45 rally in Omaha, Nebraska, where there were very extremely freezing and Arctic conditions out there. So much, in fact, that people ended up having to go to the hospital because some of them suffered from hypothermia. Well, it actually got relayed to me probably within the same day or maybe the next day or within that time frame that 45 had another rally that was in Florida. Now, we all know that the Florida heat can be unbearable. And as you can see by some of the pictures you will be seeing in this video, many of his supporters felt that heat, and some of them couldn't stand the heat either. So 45 had a rally in Florida, and basically it was so hot that some people out there, well, first off, some people, they had to turn the water hose on so people could cool off. But for some, that wasn't enough, because some ended up passing out and they had to go to the hospital. I swear the man went from the cold to the heat, and people are just falling out everywhere he puts his feet. Let me go ahead and read this article that's coming from The Hill. Nearly a dozen attendees at 45's rally in Tampa, Florida on Thursday were sent to the hospital after waiting for hours in the steamy heat. It's literally playing out just like how I did in Nebraska, but it's just a different climate. Both the president and Democratic presidential nominee Joe Biden held rallies in Tampa on Thursday, a rare crossover of their activities in the final sprint before Election Day. Officials with Tampa Fire Rescues told NBC News that one attendee fainted during the president's rally, another one had a seizure, and 10 were taken to the hospital just listed as sick with no further details. Several reporters shared on Twitter that it was 87 degrees in Tampa and posted videos and photos of water being sprayed on supporters at the event. Now, 87 degrees usually wouldn't be seen as it is hot, but not hot to the point where it was like 100 degrees or something like that. So I'm only going to assume that the humidity levels were pretty up there. The humidity changes everything. And let me read to you some of these tweets. Someone said it's so hot here in Tampa, 87 degrees, that there's a truck blasting water at the back of the Trump rally crowd. Multiple people have passed out already, with supporters calling for medics every 5 to 10 minutes. It's hot at Trump's large rally, 87 and 71% humidity, just like I assumed. Have noticed EMTs provide assistance for at least 2 people in the crowd, one carried out on a stretcher, staffers trying to get water bottles to people but quickly running out and having to restock. The incident follows a similar weather-related occurrence at the president's rally in Omaha, Nebraska on Tuesday evening, where hundreds of attendees were left waiting in the freezing cold after shuttle buses taking attendees to the rally were unable to return. At least 7 people were reportedly hospitalized and 30 were treated on site after waiting in the cold weather. The 45 campaign has postponed a rally scheduled to take place in Fayetteville, North Carolina on Thursday evening Monday due to a wind advisory. Oh, can you could you have imagined if they had that? And then people would have been blowing all over the place? That would have been hilarious. Because of a wind advisory issued with gusts reaching 50 miles an hour and other weather conditions, the outdoor Fayetteville, North Carolina rally has been postponed until Monday. Trump campaign communications director Tim Murtaugh said in a statement, Fayetteville was under a wind advisory and other parts of the state were under a tropical storm warning, according to local reports, as the remnants of Hurricane Zeta made its way up the coast. Florida is one of several battlegrounds where the candidates are running neck and neck in recent polling. Pollsters say that the president will have a hard path to re-election if he does not win Florida on November 3rd, a state he won in 2016. This is hilarious. So they went from being too cold to being too hot. But hey, those are his supporters. They're going to come out there regardless and do whatever. But you know there's repercussions and consequences for your actions. Y'all knew how hot it was out there. And the thing is, they said them people was out there waiting for hours before he even got to the stage. If I was someone who was a supporter, anything like that, I would either see if I could live stream it, or that would just be one rally I would have to miss. I'm not that pressed, but you know what? These people, they don't care about their health. You know, we are in the age of, a lot of them fail to realize we are still in the middle of a pandemic. Just because you can go outside and run around and go into certain public places does not mean that the woo-woo is gone. And I think a lot of them are losing sight of that. And let's not forget, Florida is a very heavy hot spot with an increase in numbers for this pandemic as they claim. And Florida is one of those states that stays operational because of its location. Like, the most inclement weather they get down there are tropical storms, hurricanes, or heavy rain. You won't find any snow down in Florida. It's rarely ever cold down in Florida. I can't remember the last time it was considered to be cold in Florida. Florida cold is probably 70 degrees. I'd rather that be for where I am, but you can't have everything. But they knew how hot it was going to be out there. The fact that they had to turn on an entire hose, and y'all saw in the picture how big that hose is. So they knew how hot it was. But hey, these are grown adults. They can do whatever they want. 45 is emboldened them to do whatever the hell they want to do. So they're going to do what they want to do. But just remember that there are consequences for your actions.